the second wave of surf and rekindled a surf wave that continued well into the 80s and 90s with lots of younger bands and international bands. But it kind of started in LA with just one band and one person in 1980, and we want to give that person an award tonight. So we would like to call to the stage John Blair from John and the Night Riders.
Yeah!
John, are you out there? He didn't know this was coming, by the way. I told him to hang around. Thanks, John. We really appreciate what you've done, and I know you have a band that's backed you up, and all the original members were here tonight. And so it's super awesome that John and the Night Riders, the whole original band was here, the band that really kind of changed the face of surf music for the rest of us. So, everybody loves all the 60s bands, the original Ventures, Safaris, but we had new bands in the 80s, and then we had newer bands in the late 80s and the early 90s, and that was all thanks to John and the Night Riders. So, put your hands together, and this is John's award to take home, and I'd like to just hear a few words from John. John, if you could just tell us, just in a few minutes, like what it was like, what kind of bands you played with, and what it was like to be presenting surf music in a time when it wasn't really that popular and hip.
Wow, how long do I have? How much time do I have for this?
54 minutes and 41 seconds.
54 minutes. Let's see if I can condense this, because this is a long story, kind of. I put three other guys and myself together to do a single in 1979, only because I had always wanted to do a surf record. Before that, I was playing in a rockabilly band, Ray Campy and his Rockabilly Rebels. Some of you guys may remember Ray Campy. Before that, a teenager playing in psychedelic rock bands in the late 60s. But I always wanted to do a surf record, so I did that in 1979, and I released it myself. I took ads out in magazines and sold it myself, right? So a record company in LA gets wind of the single, they call me up, they say, if you will go in and produce an album of surf instrumentals, we will release it. Well, you don't say no when a record company makes that kind of an offer. So the first John and the Night Riders album was recorded and released, and I told the other guys, see ya, that was fun, wasn't it? And the next thing I know, the record company's calling us up and saying, I got a record company in Europe that wants to sponsor a tour in Europe. So it snowballed from that point on, and there was never anything intentional or planned with John and the Night Riders. It was one step at a time, and every step that we took led to another step, and it just was and this is actually a message for all of you folks too. When a door opens in front of you, walk through it. When you're presented with an opportunity in life to do something creative, take it. And don't say no.
Yeah!
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for coming and doing to the Oasis.
Thank you for this, you guys. I really appreciate this. I wasn't expecting this. Quite an honor. Thank you all.
And now we treat for you another band that was actually very instrumental and integral for the first wave, and they're our headliners tonight. I'm gonna